Welcome to our first video on Partner Play. We'll be previewing the Matchday 9 fixtures in this weekend's Premier League. We've got a couple of guests coming up as well, so I hope you enjoy. First game of the weekend, Newcastle United host Chelsea at St James's Park. I am here with the owner of NUFC Newsroom, Sam Geen, and we'll get his thoughts on the game in a minute. Newcastle have won 2 games at home this season and lost 2, and Chelsea are unbeaten on the road. They have won 2 and drawn 2. In terms of their form against each other, Newcastle won the last outing 1-0 at St James's, but have lost the 3 previous by 1-0 and 2-1 on 2 occasions. In terms of team news, Shelvey, Dubravka and Richie are all doubtful for Newcastle, and Ryan Fraser and Dwight Gale are out. Chelsea will be without Kepa and Pulisic, and they are boosted with the returns of Kai Havertz and Billy Gilmore. Key players for the home side will, in my opinion, be Alan St-Maximin, due to the fact that he's the best creator for Newcastle. And also Cardano is poised to have a pretty busy afternoon as well, with Newcastle being the underdog. Chelsea will be looking for Hakim Ziyech to be influential, as he's been excellent in his 2 games in the league already this season. They'll also look for Ben Chilwell to attack from the left-hand side, especially with Newcastle likely to start Jacob Murphy at right back. Chelsea have shown a really good ability so far this season to break down deep blocks. For example, they came from behind against West Brom, they've beaten Sheffield United, Crystal Palace convincingly and Burnley. Newcastle are pretty inconsistent in the league. They have really good potential to cause upsets in the league. They also have really good potential to get rolled over and lose games 3 or 4-0.
Obviously, I'm quite nervous for this game coming up this weekend against a lot of the bigger sides. Bruce does tend to, pack every man behind the ball, so that'll be an interesting watch, or should I say a boring watch, as every other game has been. We're sitting in a good position in the table, so a win would take us up to a comfortable top half position. But yeah, I'm kind of apprehensive for the game.
In terms of predictions, I'm going to go with a 3-0 win for Chelsea, quite convincing. I think they're just going to overpower Newcastle. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength, really, Jason. I'm going to go a 2-0 Chelsea win.
The second game of the weekend is the only 3 o'clock kick-off on Saturday, which is Brighton Hove Albion, who are 16th in the league. They travel to Aston Villa, who are 6th in the league at the minute. The 2 fixtures between the sides last season in the Premier League ended in a 1-0 draw at the Amex Stadium and a 2-1 victory at Villa Park for Aston Villa last year. Brighton will be boosted with the return of their captain Lewis Dunk to their defence, and Aston Villa will be feeling confident on the back of a 3-0 victory away to Arsenal in their last Premier League fixture. Brighton are a really interesting one. They're winless in their last 6 Premier League games, but have been playing some really good football, dominating games, creating a lot of chances, but just haven't been able to seek breakthroughs in a lot of their games. They've also played 5 games against Aston Villa in the top flight in their history and lost all 5. The key man for Aston Villa will undoubtedly be Jack Grealish, their captain. He's been amazing this season, very influential for club and now for country. Brighton will be looking heavily at Tariq Lamptey to defend against Grealish. He could be a key man on Saturday for them. And also you're looking at Neil Maupay and Danny Welbeck to get the goals for the team, which they've been missing. Villa have been relatively inconsistent though so far. Brighton, it could click for them on Saturday. It's going to click for them eventually because they're playing the right way. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Brighton. The next encounter promises to be a good one as Spurs host Manchester City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs come into this game second in the league, whereas Man City are 10th. If Spurs win, they do have the opportunity to be on top of the table until at least Sunday night. In their last league encounter, it finished 2-0 to Tottenham at home, and the game before that it finished 2-2 at the Etihad. City are struggling in front of goal so far this season. They've managed to accumulate 10 league goals, but at this point last season they had 27. It was a good international break for City. Ruben Diaz scored 2 goals for Portugal as they beat Croatia 3-2, and in Spain's demolition of Germany 6-0, Ferran Torres scored his first international hat-trick, and midfielder Rodri also grabbed a goal. City all-time scorer Sergio Aguero could return, and he does like playing against Tottenham. They are his second favourite team behind Newcastle. Raheem Sterling and Nathan Ake did pick up knocks during the international break, so might not feature. In other team news, Benjamin Mendy, Fernandinho and Alexander Zinchenko are also doubtful. Spurs will be without summer signing Matt Doherty. He picked up coronavirus during the international break, and despite being in close contact with teammate Gareth Bale, the Welshman did not test positive. Tanguy Ndombele is also available for Spurs this weekend, and Stefan Bergwijn was sent home by Netherlands during the international break as he was deemed not fit enough to play, but he is hopefully available for Spurs this weekend. You might remember he did score against City on his league debut for Spurs last season in a 2-0 win. In terms of prediction for this one, I'm finding it quite difficult. I think I'm just going to sit on the fence and say it'll finish 1-0. Sunday's first game sees Everton travel to Craven Cottage to face off against Fulham. Lamina will be assessed before the game by Fulham and he's their only injury concern. Abubakar Kamara is suspended for the Cottagers. For Everton, club captain Seamus Coleman and Gabamin are out. Fulham can find themselves unfortunate to not be unbeaten in their last two fixtures. After their last game away to West Ham, they missed a 99th minute penalty as Lookman tried to Panenka Fabianski. After a really strong start for Everton, they haven't won in 4 games and have lost 3 games on the bounce. In terms of prediction, I would like to say that Everton are going to hit form again and they'll win this game 2-0. At 2 p.m. on Sunday, Sheffield United, who are bottom in the league, will host 12th placed West Ham United. Sheffield United are bottom in the league. They haven't won in their first 8 games and have only picked up 1 point so far. In last season's fixtures, Sheffield United came out 1-0 victors at home against West Ham and drew 1-1 at the London Stadium. Mousset and Fleck are back in contention. Jack O'Connell's out with a long-term injury and Sander Berg will be assessed before kick-off for the Blades. West Ham's away form isn't too bad. Their only losses came narrowly 2-1 to Arsenal and 2-1 to Liverpool. However, I'm predicting Sheffield United to get their first win in the season and I'm going to say they're going to do it 2-1. Next up we have Leeds United against Arsenal. This is the first time that these two teams will face against each other in the Premier League since 2004. These are two teams that like to play positively, like to keep the ball on the ground, but unfortunately they have both lost 3 out of their last 4 games in the league. Arsenal are really looking for club captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to hit form. Only one team outside the bottom 4 has scored less goals than Arsenal so far in the league this season. Leeds fans will be happy to hear that, as their team do have the joint worst defensive record in the league so far this season. Kolasinac and El Neni both tested positive over the international break for COVID. Thomas Partey also picked up an injury in their last league game and will miss the fixture alongside them too. Youngsters Joe Willock and Eddie Nketiah could start for Arsenal on Sunday. It's now looking likely that club favourite Calvin Phillips will play on Sunday after picking up a shoulder injury in last month's loss to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Spanish striker Rodrigo will also return. On the sidelines for Leeds, you've got Pablo Hernandez, Jamie Shackleton and Diego Llorente. I'm predicting goals in this game. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw.
My prediction for Leeds against Arsenal is Leeds 1, Arsenal 3. I think Arsenal will be a bit too much for Leeds. They traditionally do well against teams that have just come up from the Championship as well. Leeds will be a difficult opponent, don't get me wrong, but I do think Arsenal will be looking to rectify what they did against Aston Villa a few weeks ago.
On Sunday night, Liverpool are at home to Leicester City. I'm here with the LFC Transfer Centre admin, Dan. Liverpool are unbeaten against Leicester in the league since 2017. They haven't lost since the first week of October when they were beaten 7-2 by Aston Villa. Leicester have won all 4 of their away games so far this season. That includes wins at Man City, Arsenal, West Brom and Leeds. Fabinho is back fit for Liverpool and should start centre-back with Matip. Liverpool are without regular starters Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jordan Henderson. With all these injuries, Liverpool's 63-match unbeaten run at Anfield is looking under serious threat. Wilfred Ndidi has been back in training for the Foxes but might not feature. Ricardo Pereira and Kaglar Sonyushu are out.
Yeah, I think with all the injuries, Liverpool are obviously weaker than they were last season. Van Dijk and Gomez will be a massive miss in the centre of defence. But if with Fabinho back alongside Matip, Liverpool should be able to get a good result against Leicester at the weekend.
For prediction, I'm going to go for 2-1 to Liverpool. I feel like there'll still be a bit too much for Leicester and Leicester might still have that mental block to overcome when going to Anfield.
Yeah, I think when Liverpool are the underdogs or the pressure's against them, they always seem to come out and perform, so I think Liverpool 2-1.
On to Monday's fixtures now, and Burnley host Crystal Palace. Burnley are winless this season and sit 19th in the league. They've only scored 1 goal in their last 7 league games. Palace are looking good so far this season and won 4-1 in their last game against Leeds. Burnley will really need Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes to start scoring goals if they're going to have any chance of staying in the league. Phil Bardsley and Eric Peters are now back in contention to play. Robbie Brady is a doubt after picking up an injury for Republic of Ireland. Goodmanson is to be assessed and Dale Stephens is definitely out. Summer signing Eze is also a doubt for Crystal Palace. He withdrew from the England under-21 squad during the international break. And club captain Luka Milojevic is also out due to suspension. He did also test positive for coronavirus during the international break, so they'll be hoping to get a negative test soon so he can return to training. Due to Burnley's lack of goals, I'm going to predict a 0-0 draw. Monday Night Football hosts an exciting fixture between Wolves and Southampton. Southampton are unbeaten in their last 6 league games, are currently 4th in the table and were recently top of the league for the first time in their history. Club captain Conor Cody has been forced to self-isolate this week and is a doubt and he has also played in 121 of the last Wolves games, so that would break a very good streak if he was to miss out. Ryan Bertrand and James Ward-Prowse are back in contention to play and should start. Danny Ings is out with a long-term injury. Wolves have kept 13 clean sheets in 2020, which is a Premier League high. Southampton's 4 clean sheets this season is a league high as well. Southampton's away form has been really good the last 2 years. They finished 3rd in the table based on away form only last season. And this season in their 4 away games have won 2, drawn 1 and lost 1. I'm predicting a good game. I'm unsure which way it'll go, but I think I'm going to give the edge to Wolves and I'm going to say they're going to win 3-2. Just wanted to thank Connor, Dan and Sam for giving up their time to feature in the video. It's much appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. If you could subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, that'd be great. This has been Partner Play. Thank you.